Hello everyone and welcome to a wonderful game that happened a few days ago in the MPL Indian Chess Tour. I was planning on showing it right away, but we were kind of busy with the Sinquefield Cup. But now that the Sinquefield Cup is over, it is definitely time to show this. It is something I've never seen it played in such a top level game. These are all very strong grandmasters. Narayanan versus Aravindh. And what's more interesting and what makes this even more impactful and painful is that Aravindh was leading the tournament for pretty much the entire tournament. So let's dive straight into it. It's a very short game, but it has a very lasting conclusion. So Narayanan has the white pieces and he opens with the d4. We have g6 going for sort of a modern opening idea. E4, bishop to g7. We have knight to c3 and d5 going into the lizard defense, the Mittenberger gambit, offering the d5 pawn. But of course you will attack the knight and then you will win the d4 pawn. So here Narayanan goes for it, knight captures on d5, c6. We have knight back to e3. And now queen captures on d4. We have queen captures, bishop captures, and okay, the queens have been traded off. Knight f3 attacks the bishop, bishop to g7, and pawn to c3. We have knight to f6, and now there is a game where knight to d2 was played, but here we have bishop to d3, and it is now as of move 9 that we have a completely new game. So knight to a6, offering bishop captures on a6, and even though you feel like you should play this, obviously Aravindh prepared this. He didn't play that gambit for no reason. He knows what he's doing, so maybe not capturing would be the way to go. And here we have e5 attacking the knight, knight g4, now ready to put pressure on this not there on this e5 pawn, and knight to c4 now adding another defender to the pawn. We have knight to c5 now attacking the bishop as white did not capture the knight, bishop back to e2, and now bishop to e6, putting pressure on the knight, threatening to capture it, and then of course win the e5 pawn. So here bishop to f4 adding another defender to the pawn, and knight to d7, adding another attacker to the pawn. And here we have knight to a5. Here, Narayanan says, okay, you can have your a5 pawn, I will have the b7 pawn, and that's exactly what happens. Knight g captures on e5, we have captures, but not with the knight, with the bishop. Bishop captures, and now knight captures on b7. So equal material, nothing out of the ordinary happening here, trading the central e pawn for the b7 pawn. We have rook to b8, chasing the knight away, knight to c5, and now rook captures on b2. So Aravindh wins a pawn, but he will have his pawn structure messed up here as knight captures on e6 happens. So f captures on e6, and now pawn to f4, chasing away the knight as the bishop is dominating the knight on this half of the board. So knight to f7, and now bishop to f3. And if you look at the position now, well, if you count the material, black is up a pawn, but okay, it's a double the e pawn, so maybe not all that relevant, but you do have immense control over the second rank with your rook on b2. And here there are a couple of moves that black can play, something like knight to d8 to defend the pawn, or even knight to d6, offer this pawn for some very exciting play. But what you can't do is what happened in the game. King to d7 was played, and it seems perfectly fine. You are defending the pawn, but you have blundered something much greater. So feel free to pause the video here and win the game on the spot while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on spotting this incredible idea. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is of course castles. That's the good stuff. And it's not just castles, it is a castles fork. So check, and there off goes the rook. And of course, as soon as Aravindh saw this, he resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. We can check it out once again. We can even do it in slow motion like this. King c1, castles with check, and off goes the rook. And of course, now you resign, because any move you make, of course, results in king captures on b2, and now white is just up a rook. So incredible, such a move to be even possible on the board when two such strong grandmasters are playing. But okay, at least it wasn't a classical game, it was a rapid game, but still, when Aravindh played it, he still had 13 minutes on the clock, so this is absolutely spectacular. So he pretty much blitzed out the entire game up to this point, and and he's better here. He's the one who will be pushing for a win, but after king to d7, just castles. Beautiful stuff. So I really wanted to show you this, as we've seen some checkmating castles, you know, in the days of Morphy or Steinitz, but I mean, in 2022, such a move is definitely to be cherished. And also here, like I said, it was funny, as Aravindh was leading the entire tournament. So these are the final standings, just so you see. So you can see that Narayanan wins the event, and he has the exact same points, 28 out of 48, as Aravindh. Only I believe the additional criteria, of course, is their individual encounter. So of course, as Narayanan has won it, therefore he wins the tournament. So really beautiful stuff. Then you have, okay, if you're interested, Adiban in third, Mitraba in fourth, in fifth, Vidit, then Nihal Sarin, Sadvani Raunak, Mendoka Leon, and so on and so on. So really a wonderful event, but what a way to win it. Like just castle. Always remember to castle, everyone. So yeah, once again, really hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to thank Ravishing Reptiles YouTube, Another Casual Coder, David Kimura, John Gear Law Office, and Abdul Rahman Al Saud for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing to check up on your wonderful suggestions, such as this one and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.